it works. That is, this rules are very
Yes,
strict.
rules are there. It is, Guru, 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 Lagu, Lagu, Guru, Guru, Lagu, Guru, and Lagu.
There you are.
Uh,
Someday maybe she will do a class for us on the Chandas itself. At least the common ones, if not all of them.
okay, okay, sir. Okay, Swamiji.
May one meditate upon the Rudra, whose body is like the effulgence of crores of suns rising at the same time, whose head is all shining, tongues of fire, who has frightening snakes as ornaments, and who has varieties of weapons. One can see and enjoy the rising and setting sun, but it is too bright for one to gaze at with naked eyes during the day. The Lord has the kind of effulgence of 10 million suns rising at the same time, meaning he is all effulgence. He is Lord Rudra with the
There is a
Upad.
similar description in the Bhagavad Gita. Does anybody remember that sloka? Which the scientists who came up with the atom bomb used to describe the
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer, Robert Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer, but what is the mantra?
More than 1,000 suns, something like that.
Yeah. Yugapad, 1,000 suns coming up together.
Yeah.
Just trying to remember the verse. My memory is not great.
Somewhere, that was Kalosmi Loka Kshayakrit Pravriddha.
No.
That was the one he referred in the in Oppenheimer. I think that is the one.
But when the first atom bomb was exploded, the description of this thing is there, and it was quoted from here.
Google talks about the shloka that Anand is saying, this one.
But is it Kiritinam Gadinam Chakrinam cha Tejo Rashim Sarvato Diptimantam? Is that the one that?
No. Sahastra Surya Sama.
Google says chapter 11, slok 12. Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhavet
That is the one. That is the one.
Yadi Bhaha Sadrushi Sasyat Bhasastasya
That is the one I was referring to. That's one I was referring to. Which verse is it saying? Which chapter? Which verse?
11th
Chapter 11
it should come in 11 only, because that is where the description is.
12th verse.
Sahasrasya Bhavet Yugapaduptitha.
Yugapaduptitha. When they all rise together. Thousands of suns when they rise together.
One can see and enjoy the rising, this one. He is Lord Rudra with the Upadhi of Maya that has three gunas, powers, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. From the Rajas standpoint, he is Brahma, the creator. From the Sattva standpoint, he is Vishnu, the sustainer. And from the standpoint of Tamas, he is Rudra, the one who takes back the created Jagat. He is all the three with the Upadhi of Maya. The Tamas in Maya is also a Shakti for the Lord. Whatever seems to be a problem for us is his power. For instance, Tamas is problem for us, but for the Lord, Tamas is his Shakti. Why is a snake a symbol of Shakti? Because even though a snake has no legs, it moves fast, and in one deadly moment of whiplash, it can paralyze and capture a rodent. It is a slithering Shakti, power. Sarvatmakatva. Sarve Shvaratva and Sarvantaryamitva. Exist the Lord.
This is for the Lord.
The Lord is all forms that exist. This is Sarvatmakatva. He is the Lord of all that exists. This is Sarveshwaratva. Abiding in every being, he makes the being unique through his laws. This is Sarvantaryamitva.
The Tva here refers to the so is no nas. The property of being Sarvatmaka is Sarvatmatattva. Similarly, property of being Sarvantarayami Sarvantaryamitva. What you might in English call ness.
Swamiji, in the last line, abiding in every being, he makes the being unique through his laws. Like, are we talking about like three gunas? So every being is unique.
Yeah, the combination of gunas that way. Each human being, each individual is unique. It's amazing how these three seems to work. Before we had this color TV, the first color TV that came, 1982 in India, but before that it came in the other countries, had only three colors, RGB, red, green and blue. And in that combination, you get all the colors. Millions of colors. Because it became fine-tuned. So you have not three, but you're able to produce millions of colors from basic. In fact, in paint sales, they give you so many shades of each color that you have to say Mera wala pink. In fact, their advertisement says Mera wala pink. So there was somebody said, women can never go wrong in selecting a husband. Although it doesn't match up to the fact, but they say why? Because if a woman can select one out of a millions of pinks as my pink, then she can't go wrong. Correct? Mera wala blue, Mera wala pink. Yeah.
A despotic king once asked a scholar in one of his assemblies, "Who is greater, God or the king?" Suppose the scholar replied, "God is greater." He may earn the displeasure of the king. If he would reply, "You are greater," then the king would ask for proof. So the prudent scholar was silent. The king then asked the saint, who came to the assembly, the same question. The saint said, "You are greater than God." The king asked him to prove this statement. The saint said, "You can banish a citizen from your kingdom, but God cannot do that." Why? His kingdom is everywhere without boundaries. Where can he banish anyone? The king had to remove his crown and scratch his head. He could because he was bald. Result for chanting the mantras for 10 to 12. No enemies will be there, those that are outside and those that are inside as well. The three mantras 10 to 12 together form one mantra. Pramuncha dhanvanastvamubhayorartniyorjyam yascha te hasta eshavah parada bhagavo vapa. Pramuncha, untie.
There is a Sanskrit word, sorry, because I saw this, they'll have no enemies. It occurs in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. The name of a person is Ajata Shastru. Ajata Shatru. For one who no Shatru is born. Ajata Shatru. A nice name, no? Because his attitude is, I don't have Shatru. So when you're praying for yourself, for other people, for people close to you, it's a good idea to include also people who are inimical to you and pray for them. Then they're not enemies anymore. Then you can become, in course of time, Ajata Shatru. So you'll have no enemies. Maybe you should chant these three mantras also.
So there is a footnote for Bhagavaha.
Where?
Bhagavaha is in the vocative case, meaning "O Lord." Okay. In the Vedic usage, the final visarga is due to the substitute of the letter R. Under Panini Sutra 8.3.1, Matu Vaso Ru Sambuddhau Chandasi.
Yeah. Otherwise, normally Bhagavo would be what? Bhagavo would be the Bhagavaha would be nominative case, no? But here it is vocative case because there's basic usage.
Pramuncha, untie. Dhanvanaha, of the bow. Tvam, you. Ubhayoratnyo, of both ends.
You break it down. Ubayoho, Atnyoho.
Ubhayoho artnyoho, of both ends. Jam, the string of the bow. Yahacha,
Yahacha.
yahacha, whatever. Te, your, he, haste. In the hand, ishavaha.
Read it in English with the in your haste.
Haste.
Don't be in haste. No, haste.
Ishavaha. Arrows. Taha, them. Bhagavaha. O Lord. Paravapa. Keep them away from our sight. O Lord, may you release the string at both ends of the bow. May you also keep the arrows in your hand out of sight.
So that he can't release the arrow on you.
Oh. Pramuncha means give up, release. The Lord here is requested, may you release the string from both the ends of the bows. Artni means koti, and for the dhanush, there are two kotis, ends. The two kotis of the bow are bent and tied by a string jya. If only one end is untied, no arrow can be sent. The emphasis here is in tvam, you. You alone can handle this bow of karma. Lord Shiva gave a dhanush to Janaka in keeping with his karma. It was the dhanush which Rama broke. According to one version of Ramayana, other than Valmiki Ramayana, Ravana tried to lift the bow at the Swayamvara of Sita. While lifting, one of his hands got caught in between the bow and the floor. He could not pull it out. Sita laughed and seeing the scene came to his rescue by lifting it. Ravana went back humbled. The glory of your bow is such that you alone can handle it. Please untie the ends of the string. Yashcha te hasta ishava. Those arrows which are already there in your hands, paravapa, drop them, keep them away from our sight. Mantra 11. Rishi Narada, Chandas Anuštubh, Devata Shri Rudra. Avatatya, okay, this. Avatatya dhanustvagam sahasrakshashate shudhe nishirya shalyanam mukha shivo nasumana bhava. Avatatya, untying. Dhanuhu, the bow. Tvam, you. Sahasraksha, O one who has 1,000 eyes. Sate shudhe, O one who has many quivers. Nishirya, blunting. Shalyanam, of the arrows. Mukha, ends. Shivaha, of auspicious form. Naha, towards us. Sumanaha, of blessing mind. Bhava, be. O Lord, one who has 1,000 eyes, one who has many quivers, untying the strings of the bow and making the edges of the arrows blunt, may you be of auspicious form and have a blessing disposition towards us. You are the one who is Sate Shuddhi, having hundreds of quivers. An ordinary archer will have on his back one quiver containing a few arrows. A quiver is called Ishuddhi because arrows, issues are kept in it. An archer has to run away when his arrows get exhausted. Arjuna's quiver never became empty because he had the blessing of many devas. But the Ishuddhi that you have, O Lord, is not one but countless. You have thousands of eyes. Nobody can hide from you. Nobody can do things stealthily and get away from you. One can hide from only from human eyes, neither in terms of right knowledge nor power you are wanting. You have Apara Shakti, limitless power.
Apara Shakti.
Para Shakti, limitless power. The devotee is pleading to him, O Sahasraksha, loosen the tie of the bowstring, then blunt the sharp ends of the arrows. Is there a footnote?
Yeah. Somebody want to read footnote for
Mukhaha
her?
is Vedic expression. The word should be read in plural as Mukhani.
You need not take away the arrows completely, but make them blunt, for their shining sharp ends make me shiver. Further, may you become Shiva. May your Akara form be Shiva, pleasing to look at and bestow prosperity. May you be Sumanaha, one whose mind is one of kindness towards us. Ishvara is Rudra only from the standpoint of Jiva Karma, which attracts results. Rudra with all his weapons can be a protector too. A Jiva is subject to Punya and Papa. Pure Papa leads to birth in lower wombs, and pure Punya leads one to be Devas, celestials. Everyone, even without doing anything wrong now, has old Papas which keep unfolding in the form of small discomforts and big calamities. Therefore, the prayer is addressed to Ishvara, who is viewed as the yielder of laws and as though a yielder of weapons. The laws are the weapons, and we request the Lord not to punish with those weapons. The Lord is the giver of fruits of action. This prayer being an action, the Lord has to give the results of this prayer. The prayer thus neutralizes the papas and becomes a means for antakarna shuddhi, purity of mind. Shall I continue? Is Swamiji gone?
I think so. We'll wait for Swamiji. Maybe might have had some internet issue.
Where were we reading the footnote, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Swamiji, we read. After footnote only you got disconnected.
Yeah.
Shall I read from there again?
Yes, please.
You need not take away the arrows completely, but make them blunt, for their shining sharp ends make me shiver. Further, may you become Shiva. May your Akara form be Shiva, pleasing to look at and bestow prosperity. May you be Sumanaha, one whose mind is one of kindness towards us. Ishvara is Rudra only from the standpoint of Jiva Karma, which attracts result. Rudra with all his weapons can be a protector too. A Jiva is subject to Punya and Papa. Pure Papa leads to birth in lower wombs, and pure Punya leads one to be Devas. Celestials. Everyone, even without doing anything wrong now, has old Papas which keep unfolding in the form of small discomforts and big calamities. Therefore, the prayer is addressed to Ishvara, who is viewed as the yielder of laws, as though a yielder of weapons. The laws are the weapons, and we request the Lord not to punish with those weapons. The Lord is the giver of fruits of action. This prayer being an action, the Lord has to give the result of this prayer. The prayer thus neutralizes the papas and becomes a means of antakarna shuddhi, purity of mind. Swamiji, I had something small to share here.
Sure, sure.
Because we have been looking at this like the Lord as Rudra, and here it is mentioned that he is only Rudra from the standpoint of Jiva Karma. I just heard like one small incident from my childhood, like when I was really small, we had these, my family follows Jainism. So we had these small children's book with on Jainism, like something like that. And I was sitting with my grandmother and we were discussing like punya and papa, like from that book something. And I said I want to do enough punya to become a deva. And then I don't know if it's true, but my grandmother said this story that even when you become devas, the devas has a curse that they get to know about their death 6 months prior before dying, and it's a very sad life. So you should not want to become a deva. You should just want to get jnana.
Yeah, I didn't know about this, but that's interesting. Is it good to know your death before your death? I don't know. Think about it. If you know you have only 6 months to go, ask yourself the question, what will you do? How will you prioritize what you want to do in the next 6 months?
Swami, there's another this. I don't know if you know this story. Probably this Yama. I heard it in Vedanta classes only at Rishikesh Ashram. Like the Yama story and the grandmother. That the Yamraj comes to grandmother telling him it's your time to go. And then the grandmother says, no, 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 I want to see my grandchild. Then he comes after the grandchild is born. And then she says, no, no, I want to see my great grandchild. Like that.
Yeah, we don't. But have you heard the story? Anybody else reaction to this interesting discussion on, is it good to know that one's death is going to come in a fixed time?
Parikshit Raja,
How did he handle it?
he 7 days he heard the Bhagavatam story from Shuka Brahma.
Saptaham Bhagavatam he heard. So one can plan one's life, no? He had a curse that he's going to die within 7 days. He knew it. Initially, he was quite upset. But then he was advised, listen to Bhagavatam Saptaham, 7 days. Therefore, even now, many of the people who tell the story of Bhagavatam, they do it Saptaham. 7 days, they complete the whole thing. People who attend this feel very blessed that they've been able to listen to it. Even though after 7 days they may not die, but they still feel very good about it. Any other opinions on is it worth knowing?
Swamiji, it's completely dependent on the level of maturity a person has. So if somebody is like so much drowned into samsara, then knowing the date of the death is already like, then the remaining days that he's going to live is going to be like a hell in a sense, because every day he'll be counting like, okay, my days are counting and I don't have any more to live, because everybody has this like innate desire to live. Nobody is like, okay, I want to die. Even if somebody says I want to die because my life is so horrible, but now if Yamaraja comes and says, okay, I'm going to take you take you with me, then they'll not be ready for that, right? So nobody in this jagat wants to die. That is reflecting the innate quality of the satyam, which is the true quality or the true self is eternal, in the sense that it is satyam, it is nityam and satyam. So that is what we are trying to be because of our ignorance. So therefore nobody in this jagat wants to die, or in a sense. But if somebody is who has got enough maturity, antakarana shuddhi, then this will not bother. And as you said, somebody can plan their days in a most effective way, prioritize things and listen to Bhagavatam, or want to achieve what they want to achieve in life, or whatever gives them happiness, they'll plan to do that. And from a jnani's perspective, it doesn't make any difference, in zero difference, knowing and not knowing when the body is going to go, right? So it's completely dependent on, okay, where do I stand at the level of maturity and knowledge on the scale of that.
Very good. The other point raised also is excellent, because nobody wants to die. Because inherently, somewhere at the back of the mind, we know that we are Nitya. And that doesn't match because the Sharira is not Nitya. That is Anitya. But since I've associated Sharira and I, the Deha Bhava is there, I can't find that match very comfortable. But once one understands that Sharira dies, I don't die, then this becomes a lot easier to handle. Anybody else have any other opinion on this?
Swamiji, there is one story which we had done. It is from Balmedini. It is in Sanskrit. So in that, one person, he makes friendship with Yama, and he requests Yama that you give me 4 chances. Like he doesn't want to die. So Yama tells him that I'll give you 4 chances, 4 opportunities. So you make use of it. So he continues his life. And one day, after a long time, Yama comes to him, and that now your time has come. So the old man is surprised. How is it so that all my 4 chances are over? So he tells that I had given you signals. The first signal was that when your hair started becoming white, at that time you should have realized that your death is going to come near, but you didn't. You took all artificial means to make yourself young by coloring and all that. After that, your eyesight had become low. You lost your teeth. Like one by one, your body was showing signals, but you never took them seriously. Every time you uh, made some or other arrangement, artificial arrangement, so that you could survive for a longer time. But now the time has come. Now all your whatever chances have come. It is now over. So now you have to come with me. So even though we try to escape death, death one day is surely going to come. So instead of always living like the example given is that we are always more interested in sensual pleasures. Like we are only more so much body oriented that we forget that we have to go beyond that and work for ourselves. But our identification with body is so much that we always involve in outward activities and never try to do the real purpose of our life is never understood by us.
Very good. Any other observation from this?
Swamiji, I also wanted to add one more point. So when I said like nobody wants to die, everybody has this desire to live longer. Even if it is one more day, I still want to live. But this might seem in some cases contradictory when we hear about a lot of suicides and when people say, okay, my life is so miserable that dying is like committing suicide is better than living a life like this. But again, there somebody who takes that decision is not like their desire or natural wish is not to kill themselves. They really want to live a life where these problems
Allah.
which was afflicting them is not there. So it's really what they are looking for is that freedom from the things that they don't want in their lives. Something is causing me pain, somebody is hurting me, so I want freedom from all those things. If those things are not there in my life, I'll still want to live. The reason why I want to take this decision is all these are causing me problem. That is the reason. It's not that I don't want to live anymore. It's because of these problems I'm taking this decision. If these problems are not there, then nobody will say, okay, when I have a very happy life, nobody will say, okay, I want to commit suicide. So here also, like when we see these cases, it's basically not the desire for living is gone. It is actually the problems around us from which we are looking for a freedom.
Yeah, that is what our whole idea of moksha is freedom from what you don't want.
Swamiji, there is in Mahabharata, a celestial Yaksha asked Yudhishthira over 120 profound philosophical, metaphysical,
Yes,
ethical
yes.
questions.
Yes.
So, what is the greatest wonder he is asking? That people see others die, yet want to live without forever. That was his reply.
Yeah, correct. We just don't recognize, it will happen to you, to that sharira that you have. There is a old Hindi movie, I don't know if any of you have seen that, called I think Anand.
Yes.
You know, where the hero is diagnosed with some cancerous thing and he has only limited time to live, and how he plans to live that life, that period. Interesting exploration of how he can do. You can sit there and moan and say, oh, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. Or you can take a different path. Like Parikshit, you can go and say, okay, let me do something, or like what this hero did in this movie, go out and try and make other people happy. Anybody seen this movie? I don't remember all of it now.
Rajesh Khanna.
Yes.
Yes, Swami.
That's correct.
Swamiji.
It was called Anand, no?
Yes.
Rajesh
Rajesh
Khanna.
Khanna, Amitabh Bachchan.
That's right. I'm told it's one of his earliest movies which launched him as the angry young man.
So Swamiji, I think that like it gives someone opportunity, right? So to like prioritize things that matter for them. So because like generally we have certain like plan for our life, right? That we will do these things now, we will do these things in when we get older, and when we have time, we will do maybe like do spirituality and whatever, right? So when we say that we have 4 ashramas, right? And we say, like many people have that feeling that, okay, so for sannyasa and for jnana, we will maybe in the uh, like vanaprastha or sannyasa ashram, we will do these things. Now we are not interested in these things because we take for granted that we will live through like
Correct.
maybe after 50 years.
Correct.
But if we have like, we know that we may like leave the world in 1 or 2 years, then we start prioritizing things that, okay, baad wala, it is important, abhi kar lete. So this is a good thing, I think, in that sense.
Yeah. पल में प्रलय हो जाएगी, बहुरी करेगा कब?
Swamiji, Charpat Panjarika Stotra also is there, na? Angam Galitam,
Yeah.
Galitam Mundam,
And we don't recognize what's happening. Bhajagovindam. Yeah. But there's a difference between the way our thinking is on this issue and the West thinks. West says, you must have a bucket list. They call it a bucket list of things you want to achieve. But all of those things they're talking about are laukika. None of them typically is other than laukika. Whereas our whole focus in life is moksha as the goal. And therefore, everything that you do is geared towards that, to gaining moksha. So there's a huge difference in the way Western life coaches talk about what you should do when you know that you have a limited time, and how we look at it. Okay, where were we?
Swamiji, 12th, mantra 12.
Should we stop here? Then we restart the 12th mantra in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna. Please raise. Purnamadachyate.
Asya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Thank you, everybody.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
Dhanyavada.
Thank you.
Om Swami.